And we're rolling. Good day, people. We have the lovely Spanish Barbie here and the lovely. Huh?
I'm telling them that you're helping me out with my YouTube.
Oh, yes.
This will be in here. I'll edit some of it out, but most of it.
Okay, so we're here in the lovely Yunque rainforest with the lovely Spanish Barbie.
Yes.
You have time for a few questions today?
Of course I do. I asked you to ask them.
Okay, the first question would be, if you can go back 5 years from the past, what would you tell yourself from 5 years ago?
5 years ago, so I would be what, 28? Yeah. And that's crazy to think I'm gonna be 33 in like 2 months. But what would I tell myself? I would probably, because 5 years ago was a very big transitionary period for me. It was when I was transitioning from having a corporate 9-to-5 job and then doing what I do now full time. So I probably would have just told myself to believe in myself, to hang in there. You know that better days are coming, and always when you're starting on something new, especially working for yourself, it's very scary, and a lot of people will tell you that you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna have a lot of self-doubt. Just keep fucking going, because you'll get to be here in a few years.
That's great. Great answer. So my second question would be, what would be your best advice for new and oncoming content creators that's just now coming to the game and try to make a way for themselves? What would be your best advice?
Best advice is a lot of advice I could give, but stay true to yourself. I know you're going to hear a lot of other people tell you that, but I promise you, this whole industry is a lot of smoke and mirrors, and a lot of people telling you what your brand should be or shouldn't be, or who you should target and you shouldn't target. It's never going to feel right unless it's authentically you.
Right.
So I don't care if you're man, woman, gay, trans, straight. I don't care what you are, what your preference is. It does not matter. What matters is your dedication to your business, to your brand. And that's why I say nobody else is going to put in the work that you are. Your fans are tuning in to follow you, see what you're doing, to see what you're filming, what you're coming up with. They don't give a shit about all this other stuff that's going on behind the scenes. So that's why staying true to yourself is really, really important. You're going to have a lot of people telling you stuff, and it really should. So while some stuff is good advice, I don't want to say that, but you know your brand, you know how to stay true to your brand, and if it doesn't feel right, or it feels off, it's because it is. So that's just it. Just keep at it, stay true to yourself, and, you know, have good discernment. It's really important.
That's great sound advice. So my next question would be, for the start of 2025 year, what would you feel like would have been your peak of the year so far? Peak moment of the year so far.
I love to be able to, I'm an experienced type of person, so we could spend our money however we want, you know, invest, save, pay bills obviously, but I like to experience all that life has to offer, and not just being stuck in like the United States, you know, getting out. So for me, this is a huge treat for me, but it's also like, I feel like it's a part of life, and everybody should be experiencing this way more often than they are. So I would say just me having the opportunity to get out, even in the winter when it's freezing cold, and just this is how I should be living life. And that's what I keep telling myself.
Nice,
So,
that's beautiful.
when I'm able to do stuff like this, it's all worth it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So another good question I have, in the next 5 years, what would you love to see yourself being, or what would you love to see yourself doing in the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I want to get more into producing. So I'm in front of the camera a lot, but I also have an eye for scenes, for photo shoots, for everything that is art related. Like I could be here in this beautiful forest and a million things will pop into my head. You know, some of it being sexual, non-sexual, doesn't even matter, but I have so many ideas that I want to bring to life. And me being like the creator that's in front of the camera is cool and all, but like there's times I step back and I want to show my creative side more.
Nice.
So, and I want to have my own. A lot of people know this. A lot of people don't know that I want to have my own company. I want it to be targeted for Latin women because I feel like we are seen in the industry, but like not in the best light at times. So I want to do my part to change that.
Right.
So definitely want to get started on my production company. I definitely want to get started on. Well, I have already started a merch line, but I want that like to be in full gear. I want to put out lingerie sets. I want to do a lot. And that's why I tell people that you have to keep up with me because I'm always coming up with ideas, and like every few years you're gonna see something new.
Nice. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, and the last but not least, the most interesting question. If you have 2 or 3 young girls or any girl that come to you and want to get into the industry or to do the things you do in life, but they're scared to overcome of what others are going to think of them or what they're going to do, kind of relating to the question I asked earlier, what would another soundful advice be for them?
So I've helped a lot of young girls especially with navigating through this industry because it is very hard. Like I said before, you're going to get thrown in the depths of the wolves and people will be telling you things in your ear and you're not sure what to listen to. So what I would tell young girls is, for one, you have to be okay with it yourself. A lot of things they won't tell you. They won't tell you, oh, half your family will stop talking to you. People in general in society will start to look at you different. And some of these things you may say, oh, I don't care about or whatever, but like when it starts to reflect your life, your work life, your personal life, you're gonna start to see like, holy shit, like yeah, you need to have like tough skin to do this, you know what I mean? Because on a daily basis, people will definitely try to do your best to bring you down, and it is what it is. There's nothing we can do to change that, but what we can do is change how we react to it. So just like I've had to grow tougher skin, I've had to remind myself, this is every day, I've had to remind myself there's Cat and there's Spanish Barbie. What I do for work, like everybody else has a job, they put a uniform on or they go somewhere and they clock it in, you know what I'm saying? And that's their job. And then there's me, the person that wakes up every morning and looks at myself, and I gotta be happy with that. So just really being fulfilled with yourself and who you are as a person, that's so important. If you don't have that foundation, everything else is gonna kind of go to shit sooner rather than later. So you have to have a really clear, conscious mind about what it is that you want to do. You have to have some sort of plan. You know, you can't just think you're going to fall into this and everything's just going to happen miraculously. So, I mean, that's why people like me are here, you know, to help the younger people who are newer, to try to navigate. And that is something that I wanted to start doing more, because I have a lot of girls asking me questions on a daily basis. So if you're one of those people, and you know you really want to take this serious, you know you have to be okay with all of these things. You know, if you're like, okay, I want to take the next step, hit me up. I'll see what I can do for you. And yeah, you just gotta really be sure of yourself. Like I said before, that's super important.
That's amazing. That's very beautiful. I greatly appreciate you for answering the questions with us today. You had great answers and great sound advice for everyone else.
Hope so. Thank you.